Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing today? Good? Well, before I begin, my name is Jeff Pasmore. For some of you guys that maybe don't know me, we have a street ministry in Florida, and I just want to take this time right now. I know I was here 2 weeks ago, but I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for sending the youth down there, for the people that were behind the scenes, for putting food and prayers and finances together. It was a blessing, I'll tell you. It was an amazing week, and I don't know how much your youth got to tell you about it, but we were just truly blessed. And if you want to know more about that, you can see me out in the lobby afterwards. But I'll tell you, it was amazing, and I'm just so thankful for the teens standing strong for Jesus Christ. It was amazing. What I'd like to do is I'd like to open with prayer before we start, and we'll dig in. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for this day, Lord. Lord, I just pray right now that everyone will just clear their minds, forget about food, forget about finances, forget about the kids, and just truly seek you, Lord. Clear their mind. Lord, we are all here for one reason, and we are seeking truth. And we are just so thankful, Lord, that we have your words, and we have you, and we have examples in the Bible to guide us every single day. And Lord, I just pray, Lord, as I preach this message, Lord, I just pray, Lord, that your words are heard, and we just glorify your kingdom. In your name, amen. Guys, as I talk today, I'm going to be flipping through a magazine and using some notes. So I'm going to do a little reading, and I apologize, but there's just a lot of information in an article that I really wanted to get out to you guys. When I was here a couple weeks ago, I had an opportunity to, I wanted to stop in and see my financial planner and make some adjustments on my life insurance policy. And I didn't have an appointment, so I just wanted to pop in and see him. And when I did, like any financial place, they have all kinds of financial magazines. And I'm in the lobby and I'm reading it. And it hit me at that exact moment as I was perusing through that this was the message that I wanted to speak to you guys today. I'm very competitive. If you guys don't know me, my background is 12 years in finance, being in a mortgage and a title business. And I made a lot of money for a lot of years, and I spent a lot of money, and I was very foolish in a lot of ways. I mean, I've made as much as $35,000 in a single month. And listen, God has blessed me, and I'm not here to brag about my past. I'm just here to tell you that that was nothing. I mean, honestly, when I look back at my past, when I was reading this magazine, it took me back because all I used to ever read were financial magazines and sports. It's the only two things I ever talked about. Never talked about my faith. Never talked about Christ, what was going on spiritually in my life, how you were doing spiritually in your life. All I ever talked about was money, really, and what I wanted. And so when I read this article, I was just really moved. But I want to just, before I get into this, I had to laugh because last night I got on a plane at around 9:24 last night. I walked into Spirit's baggage claim, and I had my 18 by 22 bag that their website says is free. And the girl put my bag up, and she stood it up, and she says, "Sir, that's going to be $30." And I'm poor. I don't have $30. No, but I said, $30, well, it's 18 by 22. Long story short, she says, well, no, sir, you have to stand it up. I said, well, it's 18 by 22. If you turn it this way, it still fits your little, But it was 9. She had a line of people behind me, and I got to be really honest. I felt kind of my old Jeff coming back. I'm a Gemini, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pay $30, and I'm just going to, just let this roll. So I did. I checked my bag. Well, the thing I didn't realize is I had my Bible that I wanted to research my notes. And I said to my wife before I left the car, I'm not going to share my faith on the plane. I'm just going to, study my notes and get ready for this message. I really want to go over it one more time. And she goes, well, I think you got it down, but, okay. Well, so I checked my bag. Well, all of a sudden, I'm walking in the plane, and I'm realizing, oh, my goodness. My Bible's in the trunk now, and I can't really, do any kind of research, and I can't really, double check all my verses and so forth. Well, I had to laugh because today I'm going to be talking about what does it take to be an expert? Does practice make perfect? And if you guys know me, because I have a street ministry, I'm going to call it going pro for God. Well, ironically enough, I am sitting right next to an ex-professional hockey player. Go figure. So I'm sitting there. I don't want to share my faith. I'm really tired. I've been fundraising all day in the Florida sun. It was 94 degrees. I was attacked by bumblebees all day yesterday. I killed 16 personally, and my 2 helpers that were with me, I think they killed 11. So I'll tell you what, we just felt like it was a terrorist attack all day yesterday. So here I am. I'm sitting on a plane, and go figure, the gentleman next to me, he wants to talk. He says, hey, my name's Jonah. Yeah, I'm Jeff. Okay, Lord, I get it, buddy, I get it. And so he goes, so what do you do? I run a street ministry. Well, what's a street ministry? You know, he talks kind of loud. And as he says that, you know, he says to the lady, hey, I'll take the 3 beers for $14. And Jeff, you want a beer? I said, oh, I'm good. I'm good. So we sit there and we begin to talk. And as he begins to ask me more about my ministry, I realize that I am here to talk to this guy tonight about Jesus Christ. And he says, well, you know, all religions are correct, so it doesn't matter really what you are or you know, what you are. And I said, oh, so all religions. And I said it in a jovial way, and I didn't want to come condescending, because remember, you know, when you share your faith, it's not a presentation, it's a conversation. Sometimes you are just that one person that might make a little difference, and it's the next person that has that opportunity. So I said, let me ask you a question. I said, there's right and wrong, right? He says, yes. And I said, there's true and false. Yeah. There's up and down, right? There's gravity, there's no gravity, right? I said, surely, all of the religions, someone's got to be wrong. Someone has to be right. And he sat there for a moment as he swigged his beer. He said, yeah, you're right. And we both had aisle seats, great opportunity. And for 2 hours later, we began to share our faith. And until we descended, did we talk about hockey. And never did I ask to swap numbers. Never did I ask for him to know more about me or my ministry. And but for 37 minutes, the last 37 minutes, we talked about hockey. And I thought it was ironic because here I am going to talk to you about what it takes to be an expert about going pro. What does it really take? Does practice make perfect? So I asked him while I'm on the plane, you know, can I ask you a question? You're pro, who did you play for? He says, well, here's the thing. I've always been a paid hockey player. 26 of my best friends are in the NHL. I was always like AAA. He says, I was in college and I was a forward and we won the national hockey championship. He says, 8 years ago. And he said, and so we begin to talk and he's telling me about it. And he says, Jeff, he goes, man, 8 years ago was on the top of my game. He says, man, I was awesome. He says, but the difference between me and the guy that's got picked, he goes, there's a gap. And he began to share with me what being really perfect was and how hard it is to make it to the NHL. And as he began to tell me that he had a contract, if he wanted to go play with Hungary and France and some different places. But now it's been 8 years, and he said, this is the first year that I've realized I'm not going to go pro. And I said, oh, that's too bad. He says, well, no, that's okay. I've come to terms with that. And so I just thought, wow, you know, that's really neat. Well, when I picked up this finance magazine a week or two ago, there was 10 qualities in this article that they talk about what does it take to be perfect. And the more I realized as I read this article how synonymous it is with the Bible and how amazing, how really perfect Jesus Christ really is and how he was absolutely not only perfect, he was a professional in every way, in every way. And but before I get into my message, I have to laugh because there was an article by Michael Jordan right before I got into this. It says that Michael Jordan, I can't accept not trying. And that hit me for just a minute. And then there was an excerpt that said that the minute you get away from the fundamentals, the bottom drops out. And I thought about that for a minute. I remember telling the youth when I was in Florida that I heard in one of the devotionals that I was watching that it said that we are not on a cruise ship to heaven, that we are on a battleship in front of the gates of hell. And I thought for just a minute, I thought, well, he's got a point. You know, when you plug away from God, when you actually unplug from Christ, man, the world will consume you. You soon start falling away, going back into some old ways. That's why it's so important for us to stay in the Word. And I know when I was here last time, I talked all about my ministry, and that's not what I'm here today to talk to you about. I really want to talk to you about really aspiring to seek Christ's face and to be absolutely the best Christian that we can be and what it takes to do that.